May 2025 Executions, a Chronicle of Justice and Closure. In May of 2025, the criminal justice systems of 4 states are scheduled to carry out the ultimate penalty. 5 individuals, each convicted of heinous crimes, face execution. These cases, spanning decades and involving unspeakable acts, represent the culmination of lengthy legal processes. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Jeffrey Hutchinson is scheduled to be executed in Florida on May 1st. He was convicted of the 1998 murders of his girlfriend, Renee Flaherty, and her 3 young children. This brutal crime shocked the community and left an indelible scar on the lives of those who knew the victims. Hutchinson, a Gulf War veteran, will face the consequences of his actions after years of appeals and legal battles. The prosecution presented compelling evidence that led to his conviction. This evidence included his presence at the crime scene, gunshot residue on his hands, and a chilling 911 call. In that call, Hutchinson confessed, "I just shot my family." The details of the crime paint a grim picture of domestic violence and unimaginable loss. An argument with Renee Flaherty preceded his departure to a local bar, where he made disturbing remarks about their conflict. Upon returning home, Hutchinson committed the unspeakable act. He used a 12-gauge Mossberg shotgun to murder Renee Flaherty, who was 32, and her children, Jeffrey, Amanda, and Logan, aged 9, 7, and 4, respectively. The execution will hopefully bring some measure of closure to the surviving family members and the community. Glenn Rogers, known by the chilling monikers Casanova Killer and Cross Country Killer, is scheduled for execution in Florida on May 15th. He was convicted of the 1995 murder of Tina Marie Cribbs in Tampa. However, his crimes are suspected to extend far beyond this single conviction. Rogers is believed to be responsible for multiple other murders across several states, including Ohio, Mississippi, and Louisiana. He is also a suspect in the murder of Mark Peters of Hamilton. The full extent of his depravity may never be truly known. Rogers himself claimed to have committed more than 70 murders, though he later recanted this statement. He was also sentenced to death in California in 1999 for the murder of Sandra Gallagher. His life and crimes were the subject of a documentary titled My Brother the Serial Killer. This documentary offered a disturbing glimpse into the mind of a man capable of extreme violence and manipulation. The execution of Glenn Rogers marks the end of a long and terrifying chapter for the families of his victims. It also serves as a stark reminder of the darkness that can exist within the human heart. Matthew Johnson is scheduled to be executed in Texas on May 20th for the 2012 murder of Nancy Harris. His crime was particularly heinous, demonstrating a shocking disregard for human life. The details of the case are disturbing and underscore the brutality of his actions. Johnson entered a gas station carrying bleach. He proceeded to steal cigarettes, lighters, and cash, but his actions escalated far beyond petty theft. He poured bleach on Nancy Harris, the gas station attendant, and then set her on fire. Harris died from her horrific injuries. Johnson's execution represents the justice system's response to an act of extreme cruelty and violence. Also scheduled for execution on May 20th is Benjamin Ritchie in the state of Indiana. He was convicted of the 2000 murder of Beech Grove police officer William Toney. This case highlights the dangers faced by law enforcement officers in the line of duty. The crime occurred during a police pursuit of a stolen van. Officer Toney chased Ritchie on foot. In a moment of deadly confrontation, Ritchie turned and shot Toney 4 times. Officer Toney died as a result of the shooting. Ritchie's case has gone through an exhaustive appeals process. The Indiana Supreme Court ultimately denied his petition for post-conviction relief. The execution of Benjamin Ritchie serves as a solemn reminder of the sacrifices made by law enforcement and the consequences for those who commit violence against them. It also underscores the importance of upholding the rule of law and ensuring justice for victims and their families. Oscar Smith is scheduled to be executed in Tennessee on May 22nd. He was convicted in 1990 for the 1989 murder of his estranged wife and her 2 teenage sons. The brutality of this crime shocked the community and resulted in a death sentence on July 26, 1990. At 74 years old, Smith is among the oldest inmates on death row. His case has been marked by numerous appeals and legal challenges. The execution will bring a close to a case that has haunted the state of Tennessee for decades. The murders committed by Smith represent a tragic instance of domestic violence and the devastating consequences of unchecked rage. The execution serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting vulnerable individuals and holding perpetrators of violence accountable for their actions. It also highlights the complexities and moral considerations surrounding capital punishment. These 5 executions scheduled for May 2025 represent a confluence of justice, closure, and the enduring debate surrounding capital punishment. Each case carries its own unique history, its own set of victims, and its own profound impact on the communities affected. As these executions proceed, they prompt reflection on the nature of crime, the role of the justice system, and the value of human life.